Let's build a zip code map using demography. That comes with Map Business Online. So we've clicked the new map button right here, and up comes our template of the USA map. First thing we're going to do is turn on that beloved zip code layer over here in Map and Data. The zip codes pop up. I'm going to hover over my zip code layer in Map and Data, click that Edit Map Properties button in case you missed it. There it is, that little gear right there. Click it. And right there in the panel that comes up, I'm going to make my boundaries a little grayer. I like it like that. That's a personal thing. I'm also going to make my transparency 70%. So I'm seeing a little bit of the map, the topographic map in the background with the streets and stuff. You can't really see it with zip codes at this level because zip codes are very dense at the nationwide level. But if we zoomed into sort of a normal area here, yeah, that's normal down there, down south. So um, there's all those zip codes. So now we can see them. All right. So if we wanted to apply a zip code demographic layer, so we wanted to take the zip codes and color code them by demography, we can click this button right here. So right underneath where I adjusted the transparency, I can click color code map. I could also go up here and click the boundary button. It's given us that same functionality. Let's go with color code map. It brings us right into the zip code color coding function because it knows we're looking at the zip code layer. There's no other data that it's looking for that's been imported into Map Business Online. And the demographic data comes up first. There it is. So demographic data is selected. I'm going to go down to year 18. Year 18 represents the most recent update from the Census Bureau, the 2019 and 2020, the latest 2 years are projections that we get from a third party. So if I scroll up to the tippity top of the 2018 section, now we're coming into it, you can see we've got some population information, and I want to do it by household. Where's households? There are households. So we can see down below in the color grid, right now it's selected automatically a color scheme that's green shaded. It's got a gradation across an algorithm that just lists the numbers in sort of a way that we think makes sense. So there's this sort of gradual look. Let's just accept that and see how it looks. Not too bad. You get a legend with that. There's the legend right here. And as you can see, I've got the magnifying glass function on my zoom in capabilities right here. And so if you do that, which is easy to do, I just click that off, click the zoom back, and we're back to that view. I'm going to bring the legend over here. So we could adjust that legend right now if we wanted to, but maybe we want to go back and look at that color code function again and come up with our own scheme. So in that case, we've got up to 100 colors we could assign. 5 is a lot, 4 might be better. When I look at the breakdown here, you can see that 41,637 at the bottom. So that's Map Business Online is telling you that we're looking at zip codes and that across all the zip codes in the United States, the one with the most households in it holds 41,637 households. That's the largest amount numeric value of zip codes, excuse me, of households by zip code. So if I wanted to make this a little bit more my own sort of approach, I would go 1 on the bottom and 250 at that first level. And then I would run it from 250 maybe to 1,000. And then from 1,000, I don't know if Jeff Ives's opinion on this is worth more than Map Business Online's algorithm, but you may want to try different approaches. Um, and then because I'm seeing 41,000 as the top dog here, I'm going to just open it up like that. And I might want to express my own feeling about the nature of the, I guess, the numeric values per zip code in my own sweet way. And so I'm gradually building it up to the top dog being red, the bottom dog being gray, and maybe I would want to go with more of a yellowish thing there. I don't know. I don't know. Like that. Let's go like that. So what you're looking for when you look at this map, you're looking at the legend and you're thinking purple, red. Those are the hot buttons. You can see there's light green, which is the default color for zip codes and not any range. And you can also adjust that. So if we went back to that view, you can see down below, you could make those zip codes with nothing in them, nothing, a light gray, for instance. And that gets the color out of the mix. There's not a lot of zip codes that haven't got any families in them. If they are, they're very lonely zip codes. So now when we look at the map, you can see in Houston, you've got some red zip codes. Those are the ones with the most. And you can see if you hover over any of these zip codes, you're going to have a pop-up that shows you how many households there are in that zip code. So now we've got a zip code map. It's color code by demographic. We can add more demographic information to the map, but we have to do it in some other way than a visual thematic display on the zip code layer. We have to do it by label. So we go back over to Edit Map Properties. We bring up the label and we format the label up. And I forgot, I got to do one thing here. We're going to go back here to where the labels are. So you can see the labels there. And we're going to go down to the bottom here for the auto label function. Auto label is the zip code that shows up on the map. And you can see there are no zip code labels on the map. It's the zip code number. That's what we're looking for. The reason it doesn't show up is because it's preset at default to multi-county. So it's only going to show up when you're at the multi-county zoom level. But we can change that. Let's make it North America. And as soon as we do that, we start getting zip code numbers on the map. That we could change that, we could make them large. You can see what happens when that happens. There's less of them on the map, and they're bigger. I'm going to make it small. We'll keep it italics. Let's make it red. I like a rusty red. All right. I like that look. That's what I like on the map. Now, if we go up to format labels up at the top, and we make sure we click into auto labels. Remember when we hovered over the map and they had the pop-up of how many zip codes, how many people were in each zip code? That's the custom label. That's what pops up when you click on the custom label, and you can adjust that. But we're going to go auto label. Auto label is that number right there. That's an auto label. That's 71671. So now, under auto label, I could choose, you can see demographic data is pre-populated because that's the first option in the dropdown. Let's go to 2018, and that's population stuff. I wanted to go more household stuff. And so we've got median household income, bada bing. Then we go down to number 2, and we've got, let's go down again to 18, and there's the households and average household size. So we can then change the labels, and now you can see there's a lot more activity but fewer zip codes, and that's because zip codes overlap, and if Map Business Online let all that information be on the map, it would trump each other. They would overlap. So we don't want that necessarily. So you've got the ability here now to turn off the italics. I can center that information, which may or may not look better. I think that's a little bit better. I like the way that feels and looks. And then I actually think because of all the yellow and orange, maybe blue would look better. Let's see what happens. So you can go into the color box and you can change the way these look. And it gives you some options to change the look and feel of your map. Now we've got up here our legend, and I'm going to edit the map legend a little bit. I'm going to say cut that out, and I'm going to put it back here by zip 5 codes. So I'm just going to change that to zip codes because your map audience probably doesn't know what a zip 5 code is. Let's keep it simple for your map audience, right? And then down below, because there's not that many zip codes that matter, that aren't in any range, I'm just going to update that. That simplifies that map legend. Now, when your constituents look at this map, they're going to understand what it means pretty quickly. And one thing I didn't do in the label, which I can see is going to be confusing, is I did not put a little bit of text in the label. So we're going to go back to format label. You can see there's a little prefix here. So I'm going to put medium income, and I'm going to put average household size. And you watch. Now those labels are going to be more textual, but they're going to have more of an explanatory nature. So let's say we zoomed into good old downtown Texas here, this three major cities. And you can see the map starts to have a lot more meaning at the zip code level the more you zoom in. And if we went all the way into beautiful downtown Houston, you can really start to get a sense of what the household makeup is in that Houston area. If there's other information you wanted to bring to bear on this map, you could add it to the map view. You can always go back and tweak the way everything looks. So I might even go back and tweak my color again. Not quite happy with the way my color is. That's a little bit better. I took the white shadow off. There's a little white shadow button. So go to mapbusinessonline.com and build your own demographic map by zip code.